All right, great. So let's keep it going. And as usual, I have to read you this disclaimer. This information provided in this presentation is intended for general informational purposes only and should not be considered as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. As a naturopathic doctor, I am sharing insights and suggestions based on my expertise in natural health and wellness. However, it's important to consult with a medical doctor before making any significant changes to your health regimen, especially if you have underlying medical conditions, are taking medications, or have specific health concerns. All right, so there are two things and two promises that I want to give to you. So let's deal with the two things. One, I want to suggest to you to get paper and a writing instrument because the saying goes that the shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. All right, so you may want to get some paper and a writing instrument. And the second thing I want you to keep in mind is to stay away from the five worst words in the world. And those five words are, I have heard that before. Those words create closed mindedness instead of open mindedness. All right. So now here are the two promises. I gave you the two things. Now the two promises. Number one, I promise that you will learn something today that you can use right away. That's the first promise. Promise number two, I'm available to work with you further if you so desire. My wife will put my contact information in the chat if you don't already have it. And so those are the two things and the two promises I want to make to you. All right, so let's get started. Now, there is a fundamental truth that often goes overlooked, and that is that water is not just a mere beverage. It's the very uh, elixir. It can remedy ills or difficulties of life. As we journey together through this presentation, we'll explore several key topics that will empower you with knowledge about hydration, its incredible benefits and strategies to ensure that you are optimizing your water intake. So, from the inner workings of your body to practical tips and valuable insights, we are about to embark on a journey that will forever change how you view that glass of water on your table. I don't know if you've already begun to notice how this is going to change your whole life as you uncover its secrets and equip yourselves with the tools you need to live your healthiest lives. So, the topic today is Liquid Lifeline, exploring the vitality of water. And water is indeed a liquid lifeline. In fact, in the book of Genesis, the first chapter in verse 2, the Bible speaks about water. Over 70% of our bodies is made of water, of our cells in our bodies. Water is the second most essential nutrient after air. Water is powerful internally and externally as a therapeutic agent. And I have a quote here by Dr. Agatha Thrash. She says, water as a remedial agent is unsurpassed, approaching that of a universal remedy in its various applications of steam, hot water, cold water, and ice. It can be used successfully in more areas than any other remedy. That's very true. And as we see on the screen, uh, what the role of water is in our bodies, our brains are made up of about 83% of water, our kidneys, 83%, our lungs, 85%, our eyes, about 95%, the heart, 75, the muscles, 75, and the blood, 94% of water. All right, 94% of water. Now that we understand the paramount importance of water, let's dive deeper into its role within your body, right? Water is like a silent workhorse. It tirelessly aids in numerous body functions that are critical to your well-being. So let's talk about digestion, right? And I think you can see the screen pretty well there. Water is the backbone of digestion, right? As you see where it says mouth, it says in the mouth, also known as the oral cavity, is where the food enters your body, right? And the saliva, made up of water in the mouth, kickstarts the process by moisturizing the food in your mouth and continues its work in the stomach and your intestines. This allows for the proper breakdown of nutrients, making them available for absorption in our bloodstream, right? So when you eat a meal, the only way you will get nutrients from that meal, of course, if it's healthy, is if it's absorbed in your body, right? If it's absorbed. And so when you eat too quickly and the saliva cannot mingle with the food does not start its digestion process in the mouth as it should. And then we have problems as it goes down to the epiglottis and the esophagus and the peristalsis and all that good stuff, right? So it's a process. It's a process. And we need our teeth to properly masticate the food. That's probably one reason why it's not a good idea to eat flesh because our teeth are not canine like the animals to devour flesh. We weren't designed by God to eat meat, all right? So we talk about digestion and how water helps with digestion, right? Now we talk about circulation. So imagine water as the lifeblood of our circulatory system, right? It serves as a primary component for our blood, as we saw. It aids in the transportation of oxygen and nutrients to cells while also removing waste products, water. What about temperature regulation? When we feel too hot, we sweat, right? And that's a clever cooling mechanism our bodies use. Sweating releases water, which then evaporates and cools us down. It's our internal air conditioning system. Joint lubrication. The synovial fluid in our joints contains water, and that provides lubrication and cushioning. And this is essential for smooth joint movement and overall mobility. So to better grasp how water is distributed throughout the body, let's visualize it. So look at the screen there. Think of water as a network of rivers and streams. These rivers that represents your blood vessels carry essential cargo, nutrients, and oxygen to remote villages, which are your cells, while picking up waste along the way. It's a dynamic and ceaseless process that keeps us alive and thriving. So as we continue, we'll explore even more ways water benefits our health and why staying hydrated is not merely an option, but a necessity. So let's go into dehydration for a moment. And on the screen, there are several signs of dehydration. I will go through a few of them. So dehydration occurs when your body loses more fluids than it takes in, and it can manifest through various symptoms. Recognizing these signs is crucial as dehydration can have negative consequences for your health. And we'll go through now some common signs and symptoms of dehydration. Number one, dry mouth and dry skin. When you are dehydrated, you might notice that your mouth feels parched and your skin may become dry and less elastic. Number two, dark urine. The color of your urine can provide valuable clues about your hydration status. So dark yellow or colored urine often indicates dehydration, while lighter, pale urine is a sign of proper hydration. So here on the screen, the question is asked, am I dehydrated, right? So you could remember when you last went to the bathroom to do number one, and this color chart, maybe you want to take a picture of it with your cell phone, screen grab, what have you, and it's a urine color chart. So if your urine matches the colors 1, 2, and 3, you are properly hydrated. Continue to consume fluids at the recommended amounts, and we will go into that pretty soon. If your urine color is below the red line, you are dehydrated and at risk for cramping and or a heat illness. You need to drink more water. Number 3, to ask yourself if you are dehydrated. Do you have fatigue and weakness? Dehydration can lead to feelings of tiredness and weakness. And when your body lacks adequate fluids, it can't perform at its best. And this may result in reduced energy levels. Number 4, thirst. Feeling thirsty is your body's way of telling you that it needs more fluids. However, relying solely on thirst as an indicator may not always be sufficient and can be downright dangerous, especially in hot or humid conditions. So if you are living in a state like Texas that had some serious drought going on for some weeks, and you're still there, or in California, in Arizona, or even in Georgia, wherever, and it's hot, you need to up your amount of water. What about dizziness and lightheadedness? Have you felt yourself feeling dizzy and lightheaded? Chances are that dehydration has caused a drop in your blood pressure, leading to feelings of dizziness or lightheadedness when you're standing up quickly and your head feels kind of heavy. Number 6, headache. Dehydration can trigger headaches and migraines in some individuals. Ensuring proper hydration may help alleviate these symptoms. So chances are, if you've had a headache today, you have one right now, you need to do one of two things, unless it's a migraine. Drink some water until the headache passes, or go to the bathroom and do number 2. All right, that will should take care, unless it's a stress headache, of course, and you need to do some relaxation techniques. In severe dehydration, there is rapid heartbeat and dry eyes. In some cases, dehydration can result in a faster heart rate and dry or bloodshot eyes. And number 8, severe dehydration can cause your eyes to be sunken and cause you to have reduced urination. Severely dehydrated individuals may exhibit sunken eyes and produce very little urine or dark, concentrated urine. So it's important to note that dehydration can vary in severity from mild to severe. And severe dehydration is a medical emergency and requires immediate attention. Staying hydrated by drinking an adequate amount of water daily is essential to prevent these symptoms and support your overall health and well-being. Now, was there a question? I heard somebody talk or clear their throat. If you are not muted, actually mute yourselves unless you want to ask a question. Thank you so much. So let's go to some of the benefits of being properly hydrated. Properly hydrated, some of the benefits. Proper hydration is essential for maintaining optimal health and well-being. It goes beyond simply quenching your thirst. It plays a vital role in various bodily functions. So let's delve into the various numerous benefits of staying well hydrated. Number 1, increased energy levels. Adequate hydration keeps or helps to keep your energy levels up. You probably didn't know that. So when you are well hydrated, your body can efficiently transport nutrients and oxygen to the cells in your body, providing them with the fuel they need to function effectively. And this leads to improved stamina and reduced feelings of fatigue. What about improved skin health? You've seen some individuals and you wonder how old they are. When you hear their age, you wonder again. And you've seen some individuals, the reverse, who don't look anything close to their age, right? Water helps, or being hydrated helps to improve skin health. So it plays a significant role in maintaining healthy and radiant skin. And when your body is properly hydrated, your skin can better retain moisture, which contributes to a more youthful and glowing complexion. Dehydration, on the other hand, can lead to dryness, flakiness, and premature wrinkles. Number three, better digestion. Staying hydrated is crucial for your digestive health. Water helps to dissolve and transport nutrients, aiding in the digestion and absorption of food. It also supports the movement of food through the digestive tract, preventing issues like constipation. Enhanced cognitive function. Proper hydration is closely linked to cognitive function. Dehydration can impair concentration, memory, and decision-making abilities. And that's why you may have seen a movie or a video of somebody lost in the desert or lost somewhere for days without water, and they become disoriented. They're seeing, they're being disillusioned, all right? Because their concentration is being impaired, their memory, their decision-making ability has been impaired because of the lack of cognitive function through dehydration. On the contrary, being well hydrated can help maintain mental clarity and alertness. So we want to talk now about improved physical performance. Now, athletes and active individuals particularly benefit from proper hydration. Dehydration can lead to decreased physical performance, increased risk of muscle cramps, and a higher likelihood of heat-related issues during exercise. So staying hydrated helps to optimize athletic performance and recovery. So let's take a look at what it looks like, all right, at the role that water played in the initial conquest of Mount Everest. So back in 1952, all right, just a few years before I was born, the Swiss made a well-planned attempt, but failed just 101 meters short of the summit. The question becomes, what went wrong? It was discovered that the climbers had drunk only a few glasses of water a day. And this was a very small amount for men who were exerting themselves so hard at such a high altitude, just 2 glasses of water a day. So when the British team that was led by Sir Edmund Hillary made its attempt 1 year later, after the Swiss had failed, the climbers drank an average of 12 glasses of water each day. And what was the result? The British succeeded and planted the first flag on top of the world's highest peak. And what made a difference between victory and defeat? According to Sir John Hunt, who was the organizer of the British expedition, much of their success was due to the drinking of an abundance of water. Let's talk about detoxification. Now, water is very essential for flushing waste products and toxins out of your body. Adequate hydration supports your kidneys and liver in their vital roles of detoxifying and filtering the blood. Weight management. A lot of us want to lose weight. Drinking water before meals can help control your appetite and reduce your caloric intake, which potentially aids in weight management efforts. And the suggestion is if you're going to drink water before a meal, drink the water at least 30 minutes before a meal. And to drink water after a meal, you have to wait between 1.5 hours to 2 hours before drinking water again. And the reason for this, it takes about, once the food gets to your stomach, it takes about an hour and a half for your stomach to secrete the acid to begin to digest the food. If you drink water within that time period, you're going to wash away the acid, and the stomach will have to get warm again and wait for more acid to form. In the meantime, you're getting bloated, you're getting gas, and the food is beginning to putrefy or rot in your stomach. That's why eating and drinking together is a bad idea. It can also cause you to have onset diabetes because it washes away all the saliva from your salivary gland that begins the process of digestion in your mouth. All right, so half an hour before the meal, about 2 hours after the meal, and the water should not be cold or too hot, it should be room temperature. If you drink any fluid that is too cold or too hot, you actually begin to kill yourself. You begin to weaken your vital forces of your body. All right. So this formula of half an hour before, 2 hours after will keep you well hydrated and protect you against the hungry feeling that sometimes come between meals. What about our heart and kidney health? Staying well hydrated supports cardiovascular health by maintaining healthy blood pressure and ensuring proper blood circulation. It also helps prevent the formation of kidney stones. Being hydrated also helps to prevent disease. Proper hydration is not only essential for overall well-being, but also plays a pivotal role in disease prevention. And we're going to delve now in how staying well hydrated can significantly reduce the risk of specific health concerns. And we just talked about kidney stones. Now, I'm not sure how many of us here have ever had a kidney stone or know somebody who had one. I know somebody may have one now. One of the ways to quickly get a kidney stone is when you're eating your flesh, your meat, especially chicken, is to bite the bone and eat the marrow from inside the bone. And the marrow is very filthy to eat in any case, but some people love eating it. And they suck all that beautiful, tasty goo, and that can help to cause kidney stones. But adequate hydration is essential in preventing the formation of kidney stones. And as you see on the screen, kidney stones are hard, crystalline deposits that can develop in the kidneys when your urine becomes too concentrated. And when you drink enough water, it dilutes the minerals and substances in your urine, making it less likely for stones to form. Case studies and medical research, of course, consistently show that individuals who maintain proper hydration have a significantly lower risk of developing kidney stones. What about UTIs or urinary tract infections? Staying hydrated is vital. It is vital for maintaining the health of your urinary tract. Dehydration can lead to a more concentrated and acidic urine environment, which is conducive to the growth of harmful bacteria. As a result, the risk of urinary tract infections or UTIs increases. By contrast, Adequate hydration helps flush bacteria out of the urinary tract and can reduce the likelihood of UTIs. Statistics reveal that individuals who drink enough water are less prone to uh, to have recurrent UTIs or urinary tract infection. Now, according to the National Kidney Foundation, individuals who have a history of kidney stones are often advised to increase their fluid intake as a preventative measure. Studies have shown that drinking enough water can reduce the recurrence of kidney stones by up to 50%, up to half the amount. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, or JAMA, highlights the impact of hydration on UTI or urinary tract infection prevention. And in a study involving a large group of participants, it was found that those who consumed a higher volume of water every day had a significantly lower incidence of UTIs compared to those with lower fluid intake. Now, case studies of patients who adopted a habit of drinking an adequate amount of water consistently demonstrate a reduced risk of kidney stone formation and fewer instances of UTIs or urinary tract infections over time. And these real life examples underscore the effectiveness of hydration in disease prevention. Let's look at optimal hydration strategies, right? Ensuring proper hydration is key in maintaining overall health and vitality. And we will explore some strategies now. So the question becomes, how much water should you drink today and every day? How much water, right? Daily water intake recommendations for individuals are individual hydration, and it varies on factors like age, your activity level, and the climate. And a general guideline is to aim for at least 8 to 10 cups. That is 64 to 80 ounces of water every day. And that's because we lose water when we run, we walk, we talk, we inhale, we exhale, we sleep, we go to the bathroom, do number one, number two, you cough, you sneeze, you sweat, perspire, all those ways you lose water. And our bodies does not manufacture water. We have to put water into it manually. It is essential to listen. Despite this general recommendation of 8 to 10 cups, it is essential to listen to your body's signals for thirst and to adjust your intake accordingly. So in hot weather or during your physical activity, you may need to have more fluids to stay adequately hydrated. Pay attention to your body's cues, like a dry mouth or darker urine, which can indicate the need for more water. So in general, you should try to drink between half an ounce and half an ounce of water to half an ounce to an ounce to half an ounce of water for each pound you weigh every day. For example, if you weigh 150 pounds, that would be 75 ounces of water a day, and you will divide the 75 by 8 for an 8-ounce glass, right? That's the formula to drink for your body weight. So everybody will be different. It will be different. And you see on the screen here, it's giving the formula. Of course, you add 12 ounces for every half an hour or 30 minutes of activity that you do, right? That's the formula. Half of your body weight in ounces, or your body weight divided by 2 in ounces, divide that number by 8, by 8. Here are some hydrating foods and beverages. Water-rich foods like fruits, for example, watermelons, oranges, and vegetables like cucumbers and celery and even soups can contribute significantly to your daily fluid intake. A word of caution, if you're eating melons, they should be eaten by themselves, and don't mix any other melon with any other melon, right? It's a strange fruit. Be very careful with mixing your melons with any other fruit or any other melon. Now, in terms of having a hydration schedule, you need to establish a hydration routine by spreading your fluid throughout the day. So, for example, the first thing in the morning when I get up, I drink 2 glasses, 2 8-ounce glasses of warm water with some lemon juice in it, not with sugar, just the lemon juice, and some turmeric. The lemon is help to clean out my lungs and my kidneys. The turmeric is for inflammation, and the water is warm. It's not too hot, it's warm to give me a flush out. So that's the first 2 glasses of water. Then before breakfast, I'll have another 2 glasses of water. After breakfast, about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I have another 2 glasses of water. That's how many so far? That's 6. Before lunch, I have another 2 glasses of water, another 2 after. So I have 2 meals a day, and another 2 before the end of the day, or 3 to make up the number based on my weight. So you can break it down. So a good formula is to uh, drink about 3 or 4 mouthfuls of water every half an hour to 45 minutes. Right? That's a good regular uh, way to do it. Right? So consider setting reminders or using hydration apps on your smartphone to prompt you to drink water regularly. Avoid excessive consumption of fluids in a short period, as it may lead to discomfort or the sensation of overhydration, which we'll come to in a moment. You need to monitor your hydration status by paying attention to the color of your urine as an indicator of hydration. On the screen, you can see there the pale yellow or the straw-colored urine typically suggests adequate hydration, while dark yellow or amber-colored urine may indicate dehydration. Of course, keep in mind that if you're taking certain vitamins or supplements, this can influence the color of your urine. Hydration on the go. The advice is to invest in a usable water bottle, and I have mine right here. This holds about 40 ounces of water. So that's 5 glasses of water right there for me. Invest in a good water bottle to carry with you throughout the day. Having the water readily available makes it more convenient to stay hydrated, whether you're at work, running errands, or you're exercising. And consider using water bottles with volume markers to track your intake progress. Of course, some of us would like variety. We say it's the spice of life, variety and enjoyment. And to do this, we could make hydration enjoyable and by adding slices of citrus fruit, mint leaves, or cucumber to your water for a refreshing twist. And you can experiment with different hydrating foods and beverages to keep your routine exciting. We want to look at water quality and water sources. Water quality is a very crucial aspect of ensuring that the water you consume is safe and beneficial to your health. And we want to look at the significance of water quality, potential contaminants, and what have you in the water. Now, in terms of water quality and contaminants, some people said, bottled water is best. Of course, my bottled water, I know where it came from, is fine, but it has been shown that the water bottle that you buy many times contains water direct from a spring or from a tap, and it is bottled, and you feel safe to drink it. But here, of course, you could always boil your water. Boiling your water for at least 1 minute to bring the water to a rolling boil can kill most harmful microorganisms, right? So boiling for 1 minute to a rolling boil And this is a practical method in emergencies or when traveling in areas with questionable water quality. So when I was growing up in the West Indies, we would boil our water regularly. We didn't trust the tap water, or if we caught water in our water tank, the rainwater, we would boil the water. It gives it a better taste, and of course, it kills the impurities. Hydration challenges and solutions. So there are always challenges, right? So staying adequately hydrated is crucial, as we said before, for your overall health, but it can be challenging due to your body or your busy lives and daily routines. So there are some common hydration challenges and some practical solutions to overcome them that I want to suggest. Let's look at forgetting to drink enough water. So one of the most prevalent challenges people face is simply forgetting to drink water regularly throughout the day. Busy work schedules, household chores, and other responsibilities can easily lead to neglecting hydration, which is not to your benefit. So here are two solutions for forgetting to drink enough water. Solution number one, set a reminder. Use alarms or smartphone reminders to prompt you to drink water at regular intervals. Setting alarms every hour or half an hour or two can help establish a routine of hydration. Solution number two, keep a bottle of water handy. Carry a reusable water bottle with you wherever you go. Having it within reach or your arm's reach serves as a vital visual reminder to take sips throughout the day. Some individuals may not realize they are dehydrated until they experience symptoms like thirst or a dry mouth. By this time, you may already be mildly dehydrated. So here are two solutions for your lack of awareness. The first solution is using hydration apps. There are numerous smartphone apps designed to help track daily water intake. These apps calculate your recommended water that you need for the day based on factors like age, your weight, and activity level, sending reminders to drink water accordingly. Solution number two, monitor the color of your urine. Check the color of your urine. If it's clear or pale color, it's an indicator of proper hydration. If it's dark yellow or amber urine, like we talked about before, it may be a sign of dehydration, and use this as a visual cue to drink some more water. What about a busy schedule? Isn't that one of the reasons why you can't drink water? Well, hectic work days or demanding schedules can make it challenging to find time for hydration breaks. And here are two solutions to that challenge. Solution number one, create a routine. Plan short hydration breaks into your schedule and use these moments to stretch, take a few sips of water, and refresh your mind. And doing it in the sunlight is best, of course. Uh, Solution number two, multitask. Combine hydration with other activities. For instance, drink water during a work meeting or during a Zoom presentation. Now, you may want to avoid restroom breaks. Some individuals avoid drinking water to minimize going to the restroom, especially when they're on the go. Here is a solution. Practice time management. Plan your fluid intake so that you have fewer concerns about restroom breaks during important tasks or meetings. Allow for breaks when needed. And also what helps you, except for the first two glasses of water, during the day, all the water you're drinking, you may want to have with you a small bottle of salt, preferably Celtic salt, the granules, the coarse salt, and put 1 or 2 granules under your tongue, let it melt, and then drink the water. And the reason for this is the salt, the sodium in the salt, sodium chloride opens the cells in your bodies to absorb the water. And that cuts down having to run to the bathroom when you drink water, right? The salt helps open your cells. You may have a health condition that requires you to go to the bathroom often. Certain medical conditions or medications that you take can affect your fluid balances and increase the risk of dehydration. So here's the solution. Consult your healthcare professional. If you have a medical condition that impacts your fluid balance, or you're taking medications that affect your fluid or your hydration status, consult your healthcare provider. They can provide guidance on managing your condition and you staying hydrated. So let's look at some hydration myths and facts. And I haven't any questions, so that's good. That means you understand, everything is clear, praise God. Let's look at some hydration myths and facts. There are several misconceptions and facts surrounding hydration that can lead to confusion. And we want to debunk some common hydration myths and provide evidence-based facts to ensure you have more accurate information. Okay, so myth number 1, 8 glasses of water a day is a universal rule. Everybody must drink 8 glasses of water. And the fact is that the 8x8 rule, which suggests drinking 8 glasses of water or 8 ounce glasses of water a day, is not a one-size-fits-all guideline. It was developed for certain category of people. Hydration needs vary, as we said before, depending on factors like your age, your activity level, the climate, and your individual health, and of course, your weight. And it's more important to listen to your body's cues for thirst and adjust your water intake accordingly. Myth number 2, you should drink water only when you're thirsty. In other words, don't drink water until you're thirsty. Here is the fact. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already mildly dehydrated. It's advisable to sip water throughout the day, even when you don't feel thirsty, to maintain optimal hydration levels. Myth number 3, a clear urine indicates hydration. Here is the fact. While pale or clear urine can be a sign of proper hydration, it's not the only indicator. Factors like diet and certain vitamins can influence urine color. Dark yellow urine may indicate dehydration, so it's important to monitor overall hydration status along with other cues. Myth number 4, sports and energy drinks are always better than water during exercise. Here's the fact. For most people, water is sufficient for staying hydrated during moderate exercise. Sports and energy drinks may be necessary for athletes engaging in intense, prolonged physical activity. For the average person, however, water remains the best choice. Myth number 5, you can't overhydrate. And there's another word for overhydrate is hyponatremia. Hyponatremia, it's a big word, right? It just means overhydration. It is a real concern, and it can be very dangerous to drink too much fluids, especially water. And this condition occurs when you consume excessive amounts of water without balancing your electrolytes. Listen to your body, to the signals it's giving, and avoid excessive water intake, especially in a short period of time. Hence, the suggestion to drink 3 to 4 mouthfuls every half an hour or so. Myth number 6, thirst is the only indicator of dehydration. Here's the fact. Thirst is a primary indicator of dehydration, but other signs include the dry mouth, dark urine, fatigue, dry skin, and dizziness. So pay attention to these cues to assess your hydration status accurately. Myth number 7, hydrating after a workout is sufficient. In other words, you don't need to hydrate before a workout. Here's the fact. Pre-hydration is equally important. So for example, when I served with the Georgia State Guard, right, it's a military arm of the Army. And when we were going on missions, we had to hydrate the day before. We had to hydrate the day before for that day, because chances are you're out there in the wilderness and you can get lost while looking for somebody else, run out of water, and become dehydrated. Now, instead of one person being looked for, you become a victim as well. All right. So drinking water before exercise also helps to ensure that you start your workout adequately hydrated. Post-exercise rehydration is vital, but pre-exercise hydration sets the stage for a successful workout. Myth number 8, all fluids contribute equally to hydration. Here's the fact. While all fluids contribute to your overall hydration, some beverages like water and herbal teas are more effective hydrators than the caffeinated or sugary drinks. And water should be your primary choice for staying hydrated. Myth number 9, you should push through thirst during your exercise. Here's the fact. Ignoring thirst during exercise can lead to dehydration and decreased performance. Listen to your body and take short hydration breaks during workouts to optimize performance. Let's talk a little bit about hydration. Oh, I beg your pardon, dehydration. Researchers have found that you will have elevated viscosity. That refers to the thickness of your blood, the volume of red blood cells, uh, hematocrit is called, and fibrinogen, which is the protein involved in the clotting process. If you drink less than at least 2 glasses of water every day compared to those who drink 5 or more, right? A lot of good stuff for being dehydrated. The question becomes, do you have symptoms of high blood viscosity? And you may say, well, what are those symptoms? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go through them quickly. Do you have a personal or family history of heart disease, stroke, hypertension, or diabetes? What about signs of decreasing cognitive function, migraines, sensorineural hearing, ocular disorders such as macular degeneration or glaucoma, Raynaud's syndrome, lupus, women with a history of taking oral contraceptives, especially those designed to decrease the frequency of mental periods, women who have who have had a hysterectomy, have irregular periods or are menopausal, women with a history of pregnancy, induced hypertension or preeclampsia, especially those who are currently pregnant, right? So to prevent heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, poor digestion, muscle cramps, all of these, you need to stay hydrated. And of course, cirrhosis of the liver and gout, all good things. Let's talk quickly about preeclampsia because somebody on the line might be pregnant, might be pregnant now, might get pregnant this week, this month, you never know, or know somebody who is pregnant. Of course, if you pass the childbearing age, there's still hope. Sarah was pregnant at 90. Amen. All right. So preeclampsia is a condition in pregnancy that is characterized by high blood pressure, sometimes with fluid retention that causes swelling of the hands and the feet, and what is called proteinuria, which is basically the presence of abnormal quantities of protein in the urine, which may indicate damage to your kidneys. Preeclampsia. Uh, Cirrhosis of the liver is a serious liver problem. It happens when your liver gets damaged and filled with scars that just won't go away. These scars take the place of healthy liver tissue and make it hard for the liver to do its job properly. Now, the liver is called the liver. Without your liver, you would not be alive. Yeah. Also, these scars can block some of the blood flow in the liver. As cirrhosis gets worse, the liver starts to have problems working correctly, and it can even stop working altogether. Now let's talk about histamine. Histamine is something that works for you or against you in your body, right? So histamine is a compound which is released by the cells in response to an injury or an allergic and inflammatory reaction, and it causes contraction of the smooth muscles and dilation of your capillaries. Histamine is the foremost neurotransmitter in your body. It is responsible for water control and drought management. So you need the histamine. However, on the other hand, histamine forces you to drink water. Conversely, replacing this water with tea, coffee, sodas, and or alcohol will increase dehydration. So as a consequence, a wholesome diet and hydration are indispensable for a prolonged life. Water is the only mechanism that turns off the manufacturing of histamine. And histamine is basically a flood of inflammation in your body, something you do not want. If you look on the screen, it gives you an idea of your body's response to the release of histamine. And as you can see, it increases your heart rate, it increases mucus production, it causes you to have watery eyes, it causes your blood vessels to dilate or to get wider. It can cause headaches, skin problems, digestive issues, and more. And it's because it activates inflammatory reactions when invaders enter your body by expanding the blood vessels to allow the white blood cells to pass through faster, arriving at the cause of the danger before it can harm your body. So your body is tricked into releasing histamine when you are dehydrated, causing all of these situations to come. Yeah? All right. So dehydration uh, can make things worse. Where your body executes a drought management program. And asthma can be a result of not only bad nutrition, but dehydration. So drink lots of water consistently, and most likely you won't get an asthma attack. Now, uh, or in the midst of an asthma attack, if you drink 2 glasses of water with a few grains of sea salt or Celtic salt on your tongue, that should stop the attack of the asthma because salt is highly antihistaminic. And you can look quickly here to see what happens to your body during an asthma attack. Now, the development of asthma in a child or in children indicates dehydration. Let me repeat that. The development of asthma in a child indicates dehydration because the human body is mainly composed of water. In fact, 85% of your brain, which of these looked before, contains water. And asthma also has a special relationship to your diet. So we're coming to the end, and we want to look at the vital role of hydration in your well-being. We have explored the critical importance of hydration in maintaining optimal health and well-being. It becomes evident that proper hydration is not just a daily routine, but a fundamental necessity for every aspect of your life. So as we conclude, I encourage each of you to make hydration a priority in your daily life. Remember that the benefits extend far beyond quenching your thirst. Proper hydration is the foundation of good health, providing the vitality needed to lead a vibrant and active life. So never give up. Let's raise a glass to a healthier, more hydrated, natural uh, future full of hydration. Cheers to your well-being and the positive impact of hydration on your life. Thank you for joining us today, and may you embark on this journey towards better health and renewed vitality. And I leave you with this quote: "Only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. No one can do it for me." All right, that's the end of our presentation. If you have any question that I can answer, you could do so